Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Committed Podcast. I am here with my special guest today, Angelina A-Rod Rodriguez, and my special co-host, Janessa Giuliano. Welcome, both ladies. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I have a lot I wanted to dive into, Angelina. But before I do, I'm going to kind of turn it over to one of your battery mates. This is one of the pitchers for your travel ball organization. Janessa, tell me a little bit about A-Rod.
A-Rod is one of the most disciplined players you will ever. She is so focused when it comes to the field. She is also so positive on and off the field. She always has your back. And when base runners get on base, you should be scared because I barely fall back. I usually get it from our first. So be scared.
Awesome. Yeah, so she is a threat definitely with the bat, threat behind the dish, and so that's awesome. And Angelina, that's got to feel good hearing from your pitcher, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So now Angelina is on the road. This is a very busy girl. She's probably, I don't know where she's heading, but she took a little time out to join us. So Angelina, tell us just a little bit about your softball journey. I know we're going into our senior year, but obviously it didn't start here. Why don't you take us back to the beginning?
So I started playing when I was 6 years old in San Diego, and after I played in a rec league for so long, I joined Power Surge 10U, and that was my first travel ball team. And then after a season with them, I moved on to the Athletics Mercado Academy, and then I moved out to Riverside. And eventually, my first year of 16s, I joined the Batbusters organization, and that's where I'm at right now.
Excellent. And I do know a little bit about Angelina and her background. I know that you've been on some tremendous teams. I know you had some excellent coaching. I'm going to exclude your current coach right now because that's not fair. I want to go back to some of your other coaches. Is there any coach that kind of stands out to you, whether it was through motivation or encouragement? Is there a coach that you've worked with in the past that stands out?
Yes, I would say the coach that's really helped mold the player I am today is Steve Valencia. He's currently my hitting coach, but I started playing for him when I was in, I want to say, 14s, and he was just really disciplined, and he's the reason why I am the way I am right now. So I would really give him a lot of credit for my upcoming, and yeah.
Nice. Coach Steve is an amazing coach and a hitting instructor, and he's been working with girls. Man, as long as I've been around travel ball, it's always Coach Steve. Whether he's giving lessons from a Mercado organization back in the day to somebody's backyard to the local park,
Yeah.
we all kind of move around a lot, but everybody always speaks up to him. So that is awesome that you got a chance to work with him. So cool. So obviously, like say you went through rec, you went through all the travel and everything too. And so the next stop after this is obviously college. And so we always ask kind of what you're looking for in a college. And then we also ask your dream school. So let's kind of flip that up. If you can snap your fingers and make your phone ring and have that coach you want to be on the other end, what would be your dream school and why?
I would say my dream school currently would be Washington because they have a beautiful campus, amazing softball program, and I really, plus their colors are really pretty, so I really like the whole vibe all around, but yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And like I said, you mentioned a lot of things about that school. One, they're very competitive. Two, the location. Um, how important is location to you when it comes to choosing a college home?
Um, so right now I'm currently looking to go out of state, out of California, because I don't plan on living here forever. So I know prices are going up and it's costly to live in California. So I want to experience college outside of California, see how I like it. But I am terrified to go all the way across the country, be so far from my parents, and they've always been with me. So
Mm.
yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Cool. So maybe out of state, but not too far.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Like I have a couple kids kind of going through the process too, and I'm like, I hope you find that dream school, but I hope it's not on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And we joke about it, but I know the East Coast, they love California girls. And so many of our friends are going to New Jersey, to New York. And hey, you go where you go. There's a lot of great schools up there. But as a parent, I would love if I could get in a car and get to my kids. So that would be awesome. So talking about that, obviously, nobody gets to where you're at on your own. Can you tell me a little bit about your support system besides your awesome pitcher that shouted you out? Who else has been in your corner?
I would say I have a support system, luckily for me, out of state and in state. My family out of state will watch my games on Game Changer. They'll stream the games, text me later, say, hey, I was cheering you on. And it really means a lot to me. But I would say my biggest support system is definitely my parents because, like, I know I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for them.
Nice, nice, nice. Always good to have friends and family. But the parents are usually where it starts, both emotionally and especially financially, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So again, going back to kind of the college search as well, I do know that Angelina has a very impressive high school GPA near the top. I think it's like 3.8, right in there
Yeah.
somewhere. So obviously academics is important to you. How do you find time to get all your academics in with the training, with the games, with the travel, with the hitting instruction? How do you find time to do that?
I think the best method is like just like your practices have a scheduled time or your lessons or anything like that. If you have a scheduled time for your studies and everything like that, I feel like it really puts you on a schedule so that you make time, you force yourself to have time for it. Like you're saying, "Oh, if I want to go to the gym today, I need to put at least an hour into my studies," and then you're able to go. So it's like kind of like do this first and then your practice and everything like that. But yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so, Angelina, we are kind of when we're recording this, we're kind of at the end of kind of the travel ball season. I think PGF has just wrapped up. Alliance has just wrapped up for the teams playing in that. Now we kind of have a little bit of downtime before high school, before our big senior year. What are some of the things that you do in your downtime?
On my downtime, I like to go out with my friends when I can. I like to go to the gym with my mom, and I like to look into self care and just like see how I can improve, basically.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I know we had talked before about self care. Were you telling me before that you kind of, as a career move, you kind of want to get involved in self care in some way?
I want to get involved in like the medical field and everything like that. But yeah, I have looked at dermatology a little bit, but like I feel like that's not so much my field. So I've explored a little bit, but yeah.
I can tell you as a 40 something year old adult, you'll go through 4 or 5 different career moves. So just the idea of kind of knowing what you like at this point is awesome. That's really good to know.
Hmm.
So now going back to, like I said, we did just finish a very exciting summer. Man, I can't remember how many games you guys played, something 40, 50 games, depending on if you did international challenge.
Hmm.
What were some of the highlights of this summer for you?
I would say recently, our last tournament, it was our first game of the day. We were playing a competitive team, and we were out on the we no we were on offense,
Okay.
and it was two down, runner on third, and I was just thinking I need a base hit, score a run, start ahead in this game, and I ended up hitting a home run and scoring 2 runs for the team, and it just felt good to start on top.
Awesome. Amazing how that works, right? We
Hmm.
think home run, it's a pop up, and we think, hey, put a bat on ball, and you never know what it's going to do. So
Yeah.
that's exciting, man. I love hearing stories like that. I love hearing just how you want to be a good team player because ultimately that's what colleges are looking for. That's what scouts are looking for. Of course, the talent is a given. You have to be talented, but you also have to be a good team player. And I've had several of your teammates describe you of that. How important is that? Having your teammates think of you as a team player, how important is that to you?
I think it's really like heartwarming to me just because it's like they notice me trying to help them out, and it's just kind of like it motivates me to want to just be better for them. I think when everyone's playing for each other, like that's when you do the best on the field.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now tell me, Angelina, you are going into your senior year, but thinking back to 8U, 10U, 12U, is there anything you think you would have done differently now that we're looking back?
What I think I would have done differently is just tell myself to focus on the 40-year plan, moreover the 4-year. I know I'm currently in the recruiting process, but I like gotta remind myself like I'm not just going there just to play softball. Like I'm also thinking about what's gonna happen after college. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And I think that's great advice for any young lady starting out. Sometimes we get caught up in the moment or got to go to this score, got to go that. But for softball, I mean, it's getting better. Like I said, there's becoming more leagues and more options afterwards. But for softball, it's very limited. Even some of the girls that are just the best in the world, 22, 23, 24 years old, now they're switching into their after softball career. So very important, very sound advice to tell young ladies softball's important, but what are you going to do? What are you going to use softball for? So that is
Yeah.
really, really cool. So I've been a little selfish with the questions. I've got my co-host sitting there just as patient as she can be. Janessa, I know you had a question about Angelina. I know she goes to school a few miles down the road from you. Those people are a little different down there. But did you have a question for her?
Yeah, so I know we don't go to schools, but we take you guys pretty much as rivals. So
Right down the road.
you guys are the Rams and we're the Bison. Who do you think would win in a fight if they were to fight each other?
Definitely Rams. Definitely
Oh,
Rams.
Okay.
Yeah.
you've got to justify that era. What
I'm
makes a
gonna
Ram
say
stronger than a Bison?
because when they come in at you and they have that they have like springs kind of that work in their head so they can take impact when they so like we come at you and we'll come at you again because they can take impact.
Wow, she has done her research on the Rams. Now, Janessa, what do Bison? How do Bison get their prey? What do they do?
All I know is that they got two horns.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Really, really good. So, hey, Angelina, one question I sometimes ask, sometimes I don't. What do you do to get yourself ready for game day? You've got a 10 a.m. game. I mean, you probably have to leave the house at 7. What are some things you do to get ready to get behind the plate?
I think my most important routine, you can probably see like before a game, you'll see me out there. I do my bands for my arm stretches, and I'll do some leg stretches to work on my hip mobility. But I think stretching and just making yourself more flexible and ready for the game is like really important going into a game. So
Awesome, awesome. That's good advice for not only catchers but any players. Do what you have to do to get mentally ready, whether it's stretching, whether it's music, whether it's a good breakfast. You're on to put on a show. And Angelina, it has been an absolute pleasure watching you over the years. It's funny, it's such a small world. I remember you talking about 10U. What was your 10U team from San Diego?
Power Surge.
Power Surge. I remember seeing Power Surge in Las Vegas at 10 and under when I thought that Las Vegas was the biggest tournament in the world. And I was like, man, this Power Surge team is amazing. Didn't know you were on the team, but like I said, that was a great team. And it's been a pleasure watching you from 10 years old all the way through 18U. Very excited for the next year and the future for you, Angelina. Thanks a lot
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you for having me.